Shua. You hid it from me so well. The Empress Dowager, that old hag, until her death, she thought it was a conspiracy between you and me. Who knew that even I, her bedfellow, was merely an instrument in your scheme? Shua. Do you know? I am so happy. Don't call.
Qian, thanks to you. If you hadn't disguised as a maid to accompany me into the palace, I would have been really unsure.
Don't say that. You'll definitely be the crown princess.
His Highness the Crown Prince arrives.
I have chosen.
Your Highness. I only came to help my friend make a good impression.
Mother, your son and this young lady have known each other since humble beginnings and share deep affection.
Enough, He Shutong. As the legitimate daughter of the Grand Tutor, you dared to bring a failed candidate to the selection, disrespecting the imperial dignity. Issue the decree. He Shutong, for losing virtue, is demoted to a laundry maid. She is to be punished today. Mei Shiqian, since this is what the Crown Prince desires, I shall temporarily appoint her as secondary consort.
She became the Crown Prince's secondary consort. Yet I was demoted to a palace maid and suffered greatly. Qian, save me.
Just wait. I'll find a chance to save you.
I waited until she became too close with the guards and only remembered me when she was thrown into prison.
Tomorrow. You can leave the palace as you wished. Your lifelong matter, I have also arranged it for you. You must remember my kindness.
I am back.
Shutong. Look at what I picked for you, this blue-yellow gown. Wear it for tomorrow's selection. It'll make you look extraordinary.
What you picked is naturally the best. Leah, take this bowl of snacks to Miss May. You stayed up all night to help me choose clothes, worked so hard. You need to replenish your energy. Sister, this breakfast laced with castor oil. You must enjoy it slowly. I originally thought that in this life I would never see Mei Shiqian come to save me.
Who is He Shutong? Rise, the consort wants to see you.
Until I, at 25, was about to be released from the palace, her people finally came. After entering Meixiang Hall, I realized something was wrong.
Shutong, you finally made it. Your Majesty, Your Highness, this is Guard Han, the husband I picked out for Shutong. Your concubine and Shutong have been as close as sisters for years. Since she came to me, as her older sister, how could I not help? If Her Majesty the Empress slanders me over this, I truly won't know what to say.
The Emperor has always favored her. Now that I've stepped in, this affair, which had no real evidence, collapses on its own.
In that case, why doesn't Your Majesty take this opportunity to bestow a marriage upon Guard Han? Consort Mei and this maid are like sisters. Why not let her depart in glory from Meixiang Hall? After all, she is the legitimate daughter of the Grand Tutor's mansion.
On the day of my wedding, the Grand Tutor's mansion cut off all ties with me. I ended up as the wife of a lowly guard I'd never met.
You're quite lucky, you know. I've done what I promised you. Live well with him, and forget everything from the harem.
I became a wooden puppet, walking through the palace gate I'd longed for. But in all the world, there was no place for me. What is this thing?
Your Majesty, this fabric seems to be exclusive to Meixiang Hall. Madam Han, he has arrived.
Han Shengtai, is this the plum blossom sachet that fell from your clothes? Consort Mei, what else do you have to say?
This fabric was originally given to you. How you use it is none of my concern, but this time, you were too careless to use palace goods on an outsider. And you've implicated me.
Mei Shiqian, you're doing it again. Acting as if all of this were my fault. Your subject's wife wishes to expose consort May's adultery, defiling the harem, a crime beyond forgiveness.
How dare you? Consort May treated you with such sincerity, how could you betray her? How dare you spout nonsense before the emperor? Can you swear that everything you said is true?
I swear by the He and Han families. If one word is false, may both clans die without heirs.
Your subject's wife is at a loss for words. I beg your majesty to find the truth.
No need for your majesty to investigate. These pieces of evidence fill the gaps from 3 years ago, not only physical items, but each one clearly states the time, place, and circumstances. Han Shengtai, to remain faithful to consort May, has never touched me since our marriage. Your majesty and your highness can send someone to verify.
I still say the same. At a loss for words. The emperor and I met when he was nothing. Years of bond.
No way to defend yourself. I'd say there's no way to dispute it. Consort May's mouth may be tough, but your hands aren't. You still personally embroider sachets for guards. That's truly terrifying. Revealing royal secrets. Today, there's no way I'm walking out of the palace alive. So what, if this evidence can't prove that you two had an affair? Do you need to be caught in the act, completely lost in each other, for it to count?
Take him away. Execute Han Shengtai by the harshest punishment. Consort May, confined to the cold palace.
She, hurry and go. After you see her, hit the road.
To frame me. You killed Han Shengtai and even threw away your own life. In the end, all you did was get me into the cold palace. But the emperor and I met when he was nothing. We've been married for years. Sooner or later, he'll find out the truth and personally bring me out. You already married Han Shengtai. And what I longed for most, one husband, one wife, for a lifetime, he gave that to you. The peaceful life I dreamed of, why didn't you cherish it? What are you doing?
To prevent future trouble. I'm personally sending you on your way.
He Shu Tong, you're insane. I have never wronged you. Why do you hate me so much?
Why do I hate you? Mei Zixian, even at death's door, you're still faking it. Back in the selection, you specifically brought the token from your first meeting with the Crown Prince. But in front of everyone, you acted as if he fell for you at first sight. You were proud of that, weren't you? I was the Empress Dowager's chosen Crown Princess. But because I brought you, a rejected candidate, into the palace, I was implicated and demoted to a maidservant.
He chose me. I did plead for you.
Plead, huh? I suffered for 7 years in the laundry bureau, bullied by others, my hands covered in sores. Where were you, Mei Shiqian? In Meixiang Hall, living in luxury. I barely made it to 25. Then with a few words, you made me your scapegoat. You knew Han Shengtai admired you, yet you kept leading him on. You really thought I specifically asked you to help me find a husband, that's why he married me. He was cold and harsh to me, insulting me at every turn. Mei Shiqian. Did you feel a special sense of accomplishment? You climbed high by stepping on my flesh and blood. Then you turn around and play the hypocrite with me. Mei Shiqian, you can fool the other ladies, but don't fool yourself.
Miss May. These are all the clothes the young lady needs to wear for the selection. If you mess them up and get them dirty like this, how can she wear them later?
Your young lady hasn't spoken yet. What gives you, a mere servant, the right to interrupt? Look at you, so protective. Have you been around the young lady so long that you think these clothes are yours?
In my past life, after I was demoted to a maid, my family saw me as a disgrace. Only Leah was the one who cared about me. Leah, to save me, bribed everyone she could.
This is all I have. Take it or leave it.
She even risked going to beg those eunuchs who skimmed the silver.
Miss, the mansion won't send anything. I had to scrape together what I could through others.
She's the one I should protect more than anyone in this life.
Speak. Did you steal these palace items, or not?
Sister Chien, please vouch for her. This is my personal maid. She serves the Grand Tutor's mansion. She didn't steal them.
Though this maid lacks moral character and is arrogant, she is no thief at heart.
Luya. Luya was taken away just like that. Luya. Never to be heard from again.
Miss, look at her. She's about to stain your selection outfit.
It's fine. Let Sister Chien look. After all, once I enter the Eastern Palace, I'll be wearing palace attire. These clothes won't be needed anymore.
True. Though these are your old clothes, the fabric is excellent. If they just gather dust in the mansion, that would be a waste.
Sister Chien is right. So, after I enter the palace, I will give these clothes to the maids in my courtyard.
Well, then those maids are truly fortunate. Remember to wear the outfit I picked for you tomorrow. Shutong, I truly mean well for you. From my own experience with the selection, those candidates will all dress to the nines. If you dress like them, you'll just blend in. Only by dressing plainly can you stand out among all those gaudy peacocks. So the nobles will notice you at first glance.
Thank you for your trouble, Sikchien. Such an ingenious plan, I will keep it in mind. In my past life, she was just as enthusiastic then. She would come before dawn, keeping an eye on me to put on this old dress, and even painted for me with her own hands a very plain, unadorned makeup look. But on that day, she herself casually wore the brand new gown I had prepared for the selection. Her makeup was perfectly balanced. It was precisely because of that the Crown Prince formed a first impression and thought she was also a candidate, while I became nothing but a foil for her.
Shutong, remember to send someone to pick me up early tomorrow. I am your best friend, you know. I don't want to miss such an important moment in your life.
Her words were considerate, but her feet refused to move an inch. This act of hers clearly shows she didn't get what she wanted, and she's not giving up. Take care, Saiqian. Tomorrow is my big day entering the palace. The entire household is bustling with activity, too busy to rest. I'm afraid I can't spare any servants or carriages to pick you up and see you off.
Shutong, what do you mean by this? Your place to mine is not exactly close.
Your home is on a busy street. It takes a whole hour by carriage. We're short-handed at the mansion now, so please understand. If you have to walk, it'll probably take more than 2 hours. Mei Shiqian, take your time walking.
He Shutong, you. How dare you treat me like this? Just wait and see. Sooner or later, you will be trampled under my feet.
Luya, go to the kitchen and prepare a box of pea cakes. Take the carriage and deliver it to Miss Mei.
Miss, with that nasty look of hers, she clearly means trouble. Why are you still thinking of sending her snacks? Luya will go do it now. I'll make sure Miss Mei enjoys it thoroughly. She even wants to replace me to accompany you into the palace. Such a big appetite deserves a dose of laxative to wake her up.
Mei Shiqian, in your past life, to avoid the old emperor, you didn't hesitate to pass gas in front of the palace, causing the Mei family to fall into decline ever since. Now your family is tightening its belt and can't even afford a decent meal. This bowl of fine pea cake, would you really refuse it?
Miss, we're all dressed and ready to go. Miss Mei hasn't made a move yet. Looks like those pea cakes really did the trick.
Miss Mei is blocking the road. She refuses to move. She insists on seeing you. Should we stop the carriage?
Today's selection is crucial. We can't be late for the palace. Ignore her.
But Miss Mei is blocking the road and absolutely won't get out of the way.
Mei Shiqian, do you dare to bet me? Then speed up and run her over. Mei Shiqian, besides your life, what do you have to play with me?
Miss He. On such an important day of the selection, how can you be so careless? You even forgot your own maidservant on the way. Luckily, you met me on the way to the palace. I kindly brought her for you. Miss He. You don't have to thank me.
Really? So pathetically stupid, thank you. Of course, I should thank you.
Where is she?
You wanted to throw me off balance. Too bad. I disappointed you. Then I really must thank Miss Liu for this kind gesture. I thought she was at least a worthy opponent. Now that we've actually faced off, she's nothing special. Her vision is shallower than a pond turtle. In my past life, I let such a fool steal the prize. She tormented me so terribly. How can I accept that? Fortunately, I was reborn. Liu Huayin, when I become the crown princess, I'll slowly cook you. Miss Liu is truly beautiful and kind-hearted. But let me kindly remind you, this woman is a demon in disguise.
What do you mean?
Anyone near her will be haunted. You'd better be careful, or you'll bring trouble on yourself.
The selection sedan is ready.
Those who enter and leave the palace gates, what do they look like? What features do they have? No matter how much silver you bribe with, it will be recorded. I wasted 8 years in the palace. These overt and covert rules, I've long memorized them. Liu Huayan. From the moment you brought Mei Xixian into the palace, no matter what trouble she causes, the one who bears the imperial wrath will be you. I thank you, Mother, for your grace.
Don't worry, Mother. I will surely treat Shutong with respect and harmony.
Thank you, Your Highness, for your consideration.
Look at that. The prince isn't even married yet, and he's already doting on his wife.
A truly perfect match, united forever. This pair of perfect people standing together brightens up the entire hall.
How could this happen? In the end, am I still too late?
Today is a joyful day. Where did this crazy woman come from, talking nonsense?
Sister Qian, why are you here? In my past life, she wore my new dress and then faked a heartache in the palace, making me take care of her and look a mess, while she shone brightly. Even her wild behavior was blamed on me. So when the eunuch announced my name, the crown prince, without a second thought, handed the jade token to her. Mei Xiqian. In this life, it's your turn.
Your Highness. It's me, Channer.
What is she wearing? That style of fabric went out of fashion 2 years ago.
Oh, I remember now. Isn't this the candidate from 2 years ago when His Majesty held the selection? Such a failed candidate, how come she's being sent again for the prince to choose? This must be against the rules, isn't it?
Young mistress, how do you remember it so clearly? I've long forgotten things from 2 years ago.
I don't remember others, but nowhere in the land has there ever been a candidate who farted in front of His Majesty before. She's the first.
Mei Xiqian. Can't take this already. In your past life, when you stepped on me to rise, you didn't seem to care about face.
Your Highness, do you remember this? When you were living in a temple in distress, unable to take care of yourself, you gave me this necklace and said, "Today I'm down and out, so I can only give you the stone instead of jade." I wonder if now, that promise still holds true?
The prince really gives her a lot of junk. That wooden hairpin from her past life in the end, I personally threw it into the incense burner and burned it to ashes. Now she takes out a cheap stone necklace and exposes his wounds in public. That is the ultimate sign of humiliation turning into rage. Mei Xiqian, oh Mei Xiqian. So from beginning to end, you've always been this terrible.
What did she just say? A nunnery. His Highness the Crown Prince, noble and precious, how could he have anything to do with a place like that?
Quiet. Do you want to die?
Mei Xiqian. It seems all your schemes in this life are used to plot against me. When it comes to others, you're completely out of tricks.
Miss May, what is going on, His Highness?
If His Majesty didn't have so few heirs, and hadn't accidentally discovered during a prayer ceremony this hidden gem, how would Consort Qin have taken infertility potion herself and offered her son to the Empress, in exchange for the peace they have now?
Consort Qin was a lay Buddhist nun.
The Crown Prince grew up in a nunnery as a child. Later, the abbess kicked him out, and he almost became a beggar. This is the most shameful and darkest part of his life. This is also something I learned after leaving the palace, when I met a mute nun who came to the Han residence for alms. It was from her that I learned about this. Luya, take 50 taels of silver, and also a few bolts of thick fabric, and give them to this reverend nun. When I was still at home, I often donated incense money to that nunnery. I can't bear to see them suffer.
Miss, that is.
She's afraid that Han Shengtai, serving in the imperial court, might accidentally step on a landmine, but I can't wait for him to die sooner.
Did you hear that? Abandoned in a nunnery? This Miss May is really playing the Crown Prince for a fool. Does she really not know, or is she pretending? His Highness hates it when people bring up his background. And she takes all these unspeakable matters and spreads them all over the city.
In her past life, she was just as reckless. She repeatedly proposed to make that nunnery an imperial temple. What she thought was a place of love, was actually a shameful memory the Crown Prince wished he could erase by devouring the flesh. In the end, that nunnery was reduced to ashes in a fire. Looking at it this way, the Crown Prince's feelings for Mei Shiqian are indeed genuine and deep. She's been jabbed at so many times, and yet he hasn't touched her immediately.
Your Highness, if it weren't that Shinner was a step late today for some reason, this jade token symbolizing the status of a lawful wife would probably not have fallen into someone else's hands.
In her past life, Lu Huayun was defeated by this tactic of hers, the logic that true love trumps everything. Since you want to play this melodramatic love scene, then I'll give you a push. If your Highness's heart belongs to another, I, your subject, disdain to be a petty person who snatches love by force.
This young lady of the He family is truly fierce and unyielding. She's been pushed to this point. If the engagement is truly called off, where will the He family's face be put?
I, your subject, voluntarily request to enter Ganlu Temple and become a nun, with shaved head, to pray for the country, for the rest of my life. I will not set foot in the capital even half a step. Look, Your Highness, I, too, am sincere and true to you. You grew up in a nunnery since childhood, and you know best what the women there endure on a daily basis. That is your deepest, filthiest nightmare. The marriage itself is impossible to break off. The legitimate daughter of the Grand Tutor's mansion became a nun for you. The spittle of the whole world could drown you. From the moment I accepted the jade token of the Crown Princess, I am no longer just myself. I am the bond between the civil officials of the court and the future sovereign through marriage. As long as you dare to nod, you'll be drowned by the spittle of those literati. Your position as Crown Prince, can you still keep it?
What kind of talk is that? As long as I am in power for one more day, no matter how many tricks others pull, they cannot surpass you. If the Crown Prince does something foolish, since you have already been betrothed to him, you are one as husband and wife, you should have fulfilled your duty to admonish him. How can you just stand by and watch him make a mistake?
Your Highness, in these eyes of yours, are you looking at me, or at that Consort Qin who, to save your life, drank the sterility potion herself?
You are my wife, my only legitimate consort. Do you think my decisions can be easily shaken by a string of stones? Are they so easily shaken? That was just a temporary expedient during times of displacement. How can it be taken seriously?
Your Highness, you say it was a temporary expedient.
Shutong, we could clearly be husband and wife for a lifetime. Why dwell on a brief moment and only increase regret?
Your Highness, we are not yet married in front of everyone. How can you do this?
Still so shy and timid in the entire capital, You're the only one who dares to play coy in front of His Highness.
Miss, he must be shy, your majesty. Look, her face is as red as the March crabapple blossoms.
She'll mature after marriage. I should report to His Majesty soon to move up the wedding date to avoid certain people causing trouble trying to ruin this perfect match.
Your majesty is wise. The crown prince and Miss he are truly a match made in heaven.
Look at that one. Clutching her necklace so tightly. Does she really expect His Highness to trade jade for that pile of rocks? What kind of bitter wife act is she putting on?
Your Highness, I see that Sister May is also deeply devoted. If you truly like her, taking her into the Eastern Palace would be fine. I'm just wondering what rank you'd give her so I can think ahead how to get along with all the sisters.
The princess consort is already decided. As for the secondary consort, Liu Huayun, granted the position of Liangdi.
There are only 2 Liangdi positions. Liu Huayun comes from a military family. If Mei Shiqian is made her equal, the Liu family will certainly object.
Wait. If I remember correctly, this one was a candidate chosen for your father 2 years ago, dismissed for improper conduct at court and banned from ever participating in selection again. So how does she appear today among the crown princes? Candidates? Crown prince. You better explain to me. A disgraced lady forever barred from the palace, how is it that today, dressed in old clothes from 2 years ago, she swaggers in among your candidates?
Your Majesty, I heard that this Miss May is Miss He's sworn sister. Miss He must be worried about loneliness in the palace. So she brought Miss May along to help her vet the situation. Who knows? I just wonder if Miss He is aware that your sworn sister and His Highness share a bond from humble beginnings, or perhaps the 2 of you had already planned at home to emulate the ancient queens, sharing one husband. Buy one get one free.
Liu Huayun's guess was malicious, but in the Empress's eyes this was forming a clique, a contempt for imperial authority. The Empress cares most about the Crown Prince's private dealings with civil officials meeting in private. Now she must think that Mai He family is playing both sides, trying to completely control the Eastern Palace.
What a fine Yihuang and Nuiying. What a fine Grand Tutor's mansion. What does it think this palace is?
In my past life, it was just like this. Originally, out of respect for the Grand Tutor's mansion, I wouldn't have ended up staying in the palace as a maid. But Mei Shiqian, after the Crown Prince gave her the jade token, still wasn't satisfied and kept twisting the knife.
What are you doing to me? I just came to show my sister around.
What a fine Grand Tutor's mansion. The legitimate son of the imperial family, the rightful heir. Are you worthy of picking and choosing here? The he girl shows no respect for rank. Demote her to a palace maid. Send a letter to the Grand Tutor and tell Lord He to come pick her up himself. I want to see what kind of nerve the daughters of the He family are taught to have.
That treasonous sentence pushed me into the abyss. Unfortunately, I am no longer the naive girl on the surface. I've seen all kinds of vicious schemes and underhanded plots in the palace. Your Majesty, please see clearly. I have indeed known Miss May for many years.
Your Majesty, the selection roster does not include this Miss May. If not for Miss He daring to bring someone in without permission, how else would this girl have flown in?
Exactly. The Grand Tutor's mansion is a bit too ambitious.
If Liu Huayun wants to slander me and take the position of Crown Princess, this is a good way to do it. Miss May did mention a few days ago that she wished to accompany me into the palace, but even if I had the guts of a tiger, I wouldn't dare act on my own and bring an outsider into the palace.
Shu Tong, you. Your Highness. I only came to show my sister around.
If your Majesty doesn't believe me, you may investigate. This morning when I entered the palace, I only brought my personal maid, Luya. The rest were eunuchs from the palace. I truly have no idea how Miss May ended up here. Yesterday, I dared to use the excuse of offering a bright pearl to request an audience with you. That was because I know I am dull-witted and feared I would not win His Highness's favor, even more afraid of making a misstep and disgracing your Majesty.
Yesterday, she did come.
You didn't expect that, Liu Huayun. All around me are people sent by the Empress, servants monitoring me. You thought you could frame me, but you didn't know that every move I make is under the Empress's watchful eye. Miss Lu just kept saying that I brought outsiders into the palace, which is utter nonsense.
He Shutong, stop quibbling here. Besides you, who else would bring in a rejected candidate?
Shutong, we are sisters, after all. Please save me.
Put away that hypocritical look of yours. If your majesty punishes Lady May, I will have no complaints. Even though we are sworn sisters, in the face of imperial authority, right and wrong will be judged fairly. I will never exonerate her or defend her, sacrificing those close to you to prove your innocence. This is you, Mei Shiqian, your favorite trick from your past life.
Your Majesty, we've found something.
Speak.
The guards at the palace gate confessed that the general's attendants gave them generous gifts. I have inspected them. These silver ingots are all freshly minted this year. Apart from the rewards just given to the general's mansion, no one else could have so many ingots of consistent quality.
Lu Huayun, how dare you? You bribed the imperial guards, and secretly brought a disgraced candidate into the palace, and you dared to publicly frame the future crown princess.
Your Majesty, spare my life, I was just momentarily confused. I
confiscate Lu's consort jade token. Issue my decree. Lu Huayun's conduct is flawed. She will remain in the palace to copy the palace rules 100 times. She is not to leave without my order. This woman trespassed into the palace, and sullied the reputation of the Eastern Palace. According to law, she should be beaten to death, to serve as a warning.
Mother Empress, calm your anger. Lady May is guilty, but after all, if we beat her to death today, it might harm the imperial reputation. I beg Mother Empress to spare her life.
Since the Crown Prince pleads for mercy, the death penalty can be waived, but palace rules cannot be broken. From today, Lady May will be reduced to a bondservant with a death contract, and sent to the household department.
Mother Empress, do not be angered by such a shameless person, lest it harm your health. Your son worries.
Mother Empress, the household department is harsh. Lady May, she.
What is that sound?
This smell.
Simply bad luck. Such a thing happening at the selection, I've never seen in my life, such a disgusting scene.
Mother, I'll escort you back to the palace to rest.
You go too. Find a side hall to bathe and change. Burn the strongest agarwood incense. For the rest of my life, I never want to recall this scene.
Forgive me, miss, I didn't expect the palace to keep me so long today. The mounting stool is behind, I'll go get it. My humble name is Yoon. I respectfully wish you, noble one, to soar straight to the blue clouds. I kowtow in gratitude for your grace, noble one.
Take this golden fruit. From now on, eat more.
Miss, look at what happened today. I've long suspected that May harbored ill intentions. But I never imagined she could be this wicked.
What? Scared by her?
I feel it's unfair for you. She kept swearing sisterhood with you, but in the end, she and the Crown Prince had already secretly pledged themselves to each other. And never told you.
Yes, even Luya understands. Mei Shiqian, how can you play innocent so complacently?
Didn't you see just now in the main hall, when that stench came out, the servants' faces turned green. They just stood there, not knowing what to do. It was the Crown Prince, grim-faced, who ordered the eunuchs to hurriedly help that shameless person away and clean up. Miss, I feel uneasy. Look, how nervous the Crown Prince was today. He clearly cares for her deeply. What if that May speaks ill of you to the Crown Prince? What will we do then?
Ill of me? She's too busy dealing with her own mess. How could she have the mind to speak ill of others?
If I had known, yesterday in those pea flour cakes, I should have put arsenic instead. Just end her once and for all. Clean and neat.
Silly girl. If you kill her, she'll become the prince's one true love he can never have. To her, this croton is almost as deadly as arsenic.
Can croton compare to arsenic? At most it'll make her legs weak from diarrhea.
Have you ever heard the story of Emperor Wu of Han and Lady Li? Lady Li was gravely ill and dying. She refused to let Emperor Wu see her withered appearance, Also that he would always remember her at her most beautiful. Because beauty fades and love wanes. When love wanes, favor ends. Now Mei Cixin, in the grand hall, right under the prince's nose, made such a fool of herself. Her childhood sweetheart image has completely crumbled. Once that halo is gone, guess. How far are they from parting ways after hardships?
Your servant Yuan Ping pays respects to the crown princess.
This humble woman pays respects to your highness.
Pays respects to the crown princess.
Your highness's status is truly different now. This master's dignity has indeed grown quite a bit.
Where is Qian'er? Why hasn't Qian'er returned? Kneel.
Mother, the jade token of the crown princess is still on the table. Are you sure you want the appointed crown princess to kneel to you?
Don't use the crown princess to intimidate me. I ask you, where is Qian'er? All those scandals spreading in the palace today, did you orchestrate them? Is this how I taught you to harm your sister?
Mother really taught me well, taught me to give half my palace entry spot to her, taught me to give her my new clothes, even taught me to sacrifice my own future for her, to save her face.
You ruined Qian'er and the entire Mei family. If you have any conscience left, you should beg Her Highness to spare her.
Mother. Sometimes I really can't tell. Who is your real daughter? Mei Shiqian couldn't be your illegitimate daughter, could she?
You wretch, how dare you slander your own mother? I'll beat you, you ungrateful thing.
Normally, a daughter hitting her mother is against all ethics. It would be punished by heaven.
Since you know that, let me go. I'll tear apart that lying mouth of yours.
So, I'm not laying a hand on you.
You wretched slave, how dare you?
But if someone else does it, it doesn't count as me hitting you. Mother, don't get angry yet. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a mediocre poor scholar seduced a rich man's daughter, but the scholar was hopeless, so the daughter had to marry a high official 20 years her senior for her family. But the daughter couldn't let go, found out the scholar became her husband's subordinate, and they started an affair. She bore a daughter, and the child looked just like the daughter in her youth.
Shut up, don't you dare slander him. He was just born poor and never got promoted. His talent went unrecognized. How can you call him hopeless?
See, you still can't let go of your lover. Don't be modest. Ruining the He family for such a thing, you're a piece of trash too. Mother. If Mei Jiqian really isn't your daughter, then rest assured, whether she lives or dies in the palace, it's none of your business. But if she is your daughter, then start worrying about her now. And pray she never falls into my hands. Mother. Does it hurt? Seeing this handprint, you should be grateful. This is the gods slapping you. Punishing you for being blind and foolish, mistaking a fake for a pearl. From now on in this household, if you insist on ruining my plans for that worthless thing, guess whether that old, crude story will reach father's ears.
You wouldn't dare.
Just wait and see.
Miss He, my daughter Huayu Down grew up rough in the military camp, was tricked by a scoundrel, and offended you in the hall. The general has apologized to His Majesty, hoping you can be lenient.
You flatter me, madam. Since it was a misunderstanding, it's good to clear it up. Miss Liu is forthright. How could I hold a grudge? I will speak to the Empress. Since Miss Liu has admitted her mistake, it's not right to leave the consort position vacant. Rather than letting some unknown demons and monsters take it, better to let Liu Huiyun be the gatekeeper.
Once in the palace, plan more for the family.
Miss. The Liu family is grateful for your great kindness. They specially requested to stagger the wedding dates. Today in the capital, you are the only mistress of the Eastern Palace.
Shutong, it's getting late. Mother has been waiting in the hall for a long time. Now that you are mistress of the Eastern Palace, by all rights, you should come with me to pay respects to my birth mother.
Your Highness, the Empress has a migraine today. As for Consort Chin, rules are paramount. I dare not breach etiquette and hierarchy.
Shutong is sensible indeed. She knows who the true master of this palace is. Crown Prince, if you're in a hurry to see Consort Chin, go ahead on your own.
Last night, I thought I had found a beautiful and sensible lady. I thought you would understand the principle of husband guides wife. And take my side.
Your Highness, I have always stood on the side of propriety.
I thought you were different from other women, but you're just as ordinary as the rest, always currying favor. It was I who misjudged you.
Don't blame the Crown Princess. The Empress said it was Her Grace's insistence that delayed her. She specially ordered me to escort you back to the Eastern Palace. Your Highness, look. These are all bonus gifts for you. Who would dare say a bad word about you?
Miss, it's been half a month now. Since His Highness returned that day, he hasn't set foot in our courtyard.
Can gossip fill your stomach? Or pay your bills?
Those gossips outside.
Your Highness, the Imperial Household Department, because Aunt Chin personally delivered, sent 30% more provisions than usual.
Keep a close watch on the storerooms. Since His Highness doesn't come, I am happy for the peace and quiet. I will not miss a single courtesy. As for romantic feelings, I won't take any of them to heart. With this huge Eastern Palace, and all its affairs, when do I have time to cater to his tantrums?
Your Highness, something terrible happened. His Highness just, in the study, smashed another Duan inkstone, and kicked over the teacup. He said the tea in the Eastern Palace is too bitter to drink.
Bitter? His Highness just has too much fire in him. Tell the tea room starting tomorrow, give His Highness Copter's root to cool his fire, and clear his mind.
Miss, His Highness isn't upset about the tea. He's been ignored by you for half a month, and he's fuming with anger.
This little one is quite amusing when throwing a fit.
You. Always teasing me.
Not at all, I meant every word.
Miss, look, His Highness accompanied her on the return visit, and now back in the palace, for lake tours and banquets, he only brings her along. Those who don't know would think that Lady Lu is the true mistress of the Eastern Palace.
He's been holding a grudge against me, and now that Liu Huayan is here, he finally has an outlet.
Consort Chin, this Sue embroidered headband was embroidered by me personally. His Highness said you love this pattern.
Yuner is so thoughtful, knowing how to care for me, your nameless mother-in-law, unlike some people who only have eyes for the high and mighty.
Sister, don't take offense. His Highness said, Consort Chin has me, her devoted daughter-in-law, to serve her, and that's enough.
That Lu girl knows how to pick a backer. Is she slapping me in the face? You're a good child, more sensible than the rest. Mother, I only seek peace in the harem, I dare not think of anything else. Tong-er, rest assured, as long as I am here, the rules of the Eastern Palace will not be broken. Tong-er, rest assured. Even if the Crown Prince dotes on that Lu, I will never allow them to bully you.
I am grateful for your kindness, Mother, and humbly accept it. But as for Lady Liu,
since she loves to serve Consort Chin so much, I will grant her wish. Matron Chin, send those Mahayana Sutras over. Have Consort Liu copy them by hand 100 times. Tell her it's to pray for Consort Chin. She can't leave until she's done.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Consort Lu, Her Majesty the Empress said these are some ancient sutras just found. She wants you to copy these too. Sincere prayer works.
I'm not copying anymore. I've been at it for 3 days and nights. I am a consort, not a copying slave.
Careful, my lady. These sutras are for Consort Chin's hall. If you don't copy them, it would be unfilial to Consort Chin. Her Majesty, the Empress is waiting to catch you slipping up.
Forgive me, Your Highness. Consort Chin is in seclusion praying to Buddha. She said to avoid disturbing the Buddha. She'll see no one these days.
Sees no one? Not even her own son?
Her ladyship said if you're sincere, you should go be filial to the Empress instead.
Shutong. I used to think you were just a social climber, but I never imagined you'd be so malicious.
You're mistaken, Your Highness. The sutras were granted by Her Majesty the Empress, supposedly to pray for Consort Chin.
Miss, His Highness's temper is getting more violent.
He used to just be cold to me, but now, we've grown tired of each other. Once he got married, he was eager to escape the Empress's control. How could the Empress tolerate raising a wolf?
Aunt. My legs are completely numb.
Those sly old foxes at court. I can't deal with directly, but the inner court of the Eastern Palace I still have a say in.
In my past life, Liu Huiyun was often confined to the palace to learn etiquette. Every time she returned to the Eastern Palace, her legs were so swollen she couldn't stand. At such a young age, she developed rheumatism that ached terribly on rainy days.
Well, if it isn't the Crown Prince's darling.
Darling, she's a jinx. Using old ties to seduce the heir, she's causing chaos in the Eastern Palace.
Shut up.
Mei Shiqin, as the Crown Prince's favorite, also couldn't escape the Empress's schemes. She was accused of seducing the heir and doting on a concubine over the wife. The entire Eastern Palace was in turmoil. Everyone was on edge.
The emperor has passed away. But the Crown Prince has been married for years, yet none of his consorts have borne children. The state is in danger. He may not be able to inherit the throne.
The Crown Prince has no heir. The foundation of the state is unstable. We beg the Prince of Jing to ascend the throne temporarily. To calm the people.
We beg the Prince of Jing to ascend the throne.
This is a usurpation.
When will the Crown Prince have a son? When will the Prince of Jing abdicate? Consort Qin was deeply devoted to His Majesty. She drank poisoned wine and died for love.
You lost. I am the true master of the realm.
The Empress has fallen. She hanged herself and died. The Crown Prince hated her bitterly. He ordered her body to be hung from the palace beam, for all officials to see. It was 3 full days before she was allowed to be buried. In his previous life, he was suspected of being impotent for years. That was a lifelong shame for him. When he was Crown Prince, he couldn't do things legitimately. After becoming emperor, he still had to tolerate the allied aristocratic families at every turn. That violent madman is completely different from the current upright and bright Crown Prince. This struggle can at best be called a Pyrrhic victory. Since I've been reborn, I'm not here to live a miserable life.
Miss. These 2 pearls are the finest tribute from the western regions. Each one is worth 500 taels of gold.
He Shutong. How dare you withhold my allowance? This month, why is there only 50 taels of silver?
Consort Liu. The Eastern Palace has its own rules for expenses. This is the standard allowance for a secondary consort.
But the pearls on your highness's shoes could buy 10 months' allowance for our courtyard.
I spend from the He family's private property. I use the dividends from my own shops. If Consort Liu is dissatisfied, feel free to go cry to the Crown Prince. See if His Highness can make up this silver or if he can keep his already strained private treasury. Your Highness, I specially gathered a thick soup made from the finest tonics. It's excellent for strengthening the body. Please drink it while it's hot.
He Shutong, I think you've lost your mind. First, you stuffed these women into my study, and now you send me this stuff every day. What exactly are you trying to do?
As the Crown Princess, of course, I hope your Highness has many heirs. Please don't let my efforts go to waste.
I think you're not doing this for heirs. You're trying to drive me crazy on purpose.
Luye. It's been so long. All those beautiful concubines have been favored. But there's no sign of anything in the Eastern Palace.
Miss. Do you think, maybe His Highness actually has that hidden ailment?
Nonsense. If we hadn't consummated the marriage, I know he is not a eunuch or impotent. I doubt his manhood, but it shouldn't be this way. In his past life, he had many children. But now that I'm the Crown Princess, he can't have any. Could it be my problem? Am I not as good as Liu Huiyun?
Greetings to the Crown Princess and His Highness.
I pay respects to your Highness. Greetings, Crown Princess. I've been feeling heavy these past few days. I've been waking up late. I hope your Highness doesn't mind.
You're with child, spare the formalities.
Kept it secret for a full 3 months, waiting until the pregnancy was stable to show off in front of me. How gracious of her.
Sister. Yuner originally wanted to tell you earlier, but His Highness dotes on me. He said the first 3 months are most critical, afraid of jinxing it, and disturbing the baby.
From today on, everything that comes in and out of Consort Liu's quarters, food, and incense, and even every person who approaches Consort Liu must be thoroughly screened by me.
Quick. The medicine Yi Shutong sent must be poisoned.
Consort Liu. This medicine is bitter, I'll admit. But it's not so bad that you need to resist it like this. Finally, I found a flaw.
Yi Shutong, how dare you hit me? I'll tell His Highness. You tried to poison the heir apparent's firstborn.
Swallow it. Who are you putting on that pathetic act for? Liu Huayun, why don't you use that thick head of yours and think?
You clearly hate that I'm pregnant.
I hate you. Then why would I go to such great lengths to protect you? Now His Majesty has been bedridden for long, the entire court is counting on this child to be born and bring good luck. Her Majesty the Empress's eyes are everywhere looking for His Highness's weakness. If I hadn't mediated and kept your pregnancy a secret, do you think that sloppy plan of yours could have fooled the outside world for 3 whole months? Remember this, inside your belly is now my precious treasure. So you better take good care of it. If I went through all this trouble to pave the way for you, and in the end you trip yourself up and fall into the pit, all my suffering will be repaid 100-fold or 1,000-fold. Liu Huayun. What's that expression supposed to mean?
Yi Shutong. What are you doing? Can you really not stand this child? Do you want Mother Empress's favor so badly that you'd become a vicious viper? You are my crown princess. I grant you some face. Guards, summon Physician Jiang to the hall. Once I get to the bottom of this, I'll settle the matter.
Your Highness, these herbal dregs are not toxic. This is a top-notch fertility tonic. The ingredients are all mild, nourishing, government-supplied herbs. It's very beneficial for the fetus. There's almost no medicinal toxicity.
Your Highness. This time, we really misunderstood the Crown Princess.
Miss, His Highness has called in the guards. He's afraid you might actually make a move, and then he'd have to take you to the palace to accuse the Empress.
Crown Prince, oh Crown Prince, your wariness of me just proves that every step I took after my rebirth was not wrong. The news of Liu Huayun's pregnancy probably can't be hidden anymore. I need to figure out how to use this fire to strike the Empress. And also, it's time for this suspicious Highness to owe me even more guilt. Quite the grand gesture tonight, Your Highness. If you really wanted to take me, you could have just brought a pair of assassins in plain clothes. Why make such a big fuss?
I was just worried about Yuna.
In your rush, do you know how many of the Empress's spies are in the Eastern Palace? Now that you've made a scene, the whole palace knows. You'll alert the enemy. If the Empress finds out about my sister's pregnancy, that's the real danger. Since the commotion is already out, please slap me in public, Your Highness, and punish me harshly for the crime of harming an heir.
What did you say?
Only if I'm severely punished can we claim to the outside that the secondary consort fell ill because she offended me, not because she's pregnant. Not because she's pregnant.
I was wrong to doubt you. How could I hurt you again?
It's the only way to fool the Empress and pull off this deception.
Go.
Miss, we're protecting her like this, but will Lady Lu appreciate it?
Appreciate it? I'd sooner expect a pig to climb a tree. I'd sooner expect a pig to climb a tree. A mere me isn't enough to quell the Empress's schemes against the Crown Prince.
The Empress keeps sending us gifts every few days. Everyone says you're in great favor, but in my heart, I feel this favor is too heavy to bear.
Favor? That's the Empress's death warrant for me, and a thorn in the Crown Prince's side, as long as I'm favored. The Crown Prince sees me as a thorn in his side. So annoying. Is this the trouble of having brains? If we're going to act, we have to act fully. Since His Highness won't strike, we'll find someone to do it for him. Go, find a reliable eunuch.
Yes.
You. Are you Pan Yun?
Your servant Pan Yun kowtows to you, milady.
In his past life, this was a power-grabbing eunuch. He actually blackmailed palace concubines to support a prince, intending to interfere in politics, turning the court and harem upside down. If not for the upright ministers who later opposed him, and everyone rebelling against his oppression, turning against him, he might have actually succeeded.
Time's up. Execute.
Death by 1,000 cuts, 3,600 cuts. It lasted 3 whole days. Screams echoed across half the capital.
This eunuch rose through the ranks. It must have been by selling himself to an old eunuch.
Selling yourself to an old eunuch, and you can gain power over half the court. Then why don't you? Is it because you don't want to?
Miss, this young eunuch looks too sinister. I feel uneasy about him.
This man is a poison dagger. I should kill him to avoid future trouble. But in my past life, which palace servant didn't receive his kindness? Under his management, the imperial household department didn't dare mistreat servants. Even I, who was specifically targeted by Liu Huayan's orders, never had my rations reduced. Otherwise, I'm afraid I would have died one winter. I'll spare his life for now. If used well, he can help me manage this devouring harem. If he ever shows disloyalty, I can kill him then. Pan Yun. Slap my face.
Your Highness, even if I had 100 courage, I wouldn't dare offend you. That's a capital offense.
Useless. You can't even hit someone. From now on, sit at the kids' table.
Please calm down, Your Highness. If you just need marks to show outsiders, I have a method. It'll look more real than real hits.
Why didn't you say so earlier? Stop acting like a loyal official.
You see through me, Your Highness. When I entered, you told me to do something treasonous. I was scared to death. How could I speak?
So then it's my fault.
It's my fault. I lack discernment. Your Highness, I'm sorry.
Miss. Your face.
This is called making a fake scene real.
Good technique. How long will this effect last?
Long enough for you to go to the palace. As long as you don't meet an imperial physician, no one can tell it's fake.
That's enough. Liya, prepare the carriage. I'm going to the palace with this handprint. To cry to the Empress.
What's all this commotion? Even I, in the depths of the palace, have heard about it. They say the Eastern Palace is in chaos.
Your Majesty. I'm so bitter, Your Majesty. That bitch Liu Huayun is pregnant. His Highness kept it from me completely. If I hadn't accidentally found out today, I'd have to wait until the child is born to even know about it.
He dared to hide it from you? And from me as well.
I lost my temper. How could I allow her to give birth to the first son? Then in the Eastern Palace, there would be no place for me. It's just a concubine's son. If it's gone, it's gone. But His Highness actually defended that bitch and hurt me.
My dear. As a wife, defending your position is not wrong at all.
I'm glad Your Majesty understands my concerns.
Aunt Chin, go bring me that bejeweled lace hairpin and that white jade Guanyin statue, to calm Tonger's nerves. Also, issue my decree. The Crown Prince has acted immorally. He publicly struck his principal consort. Issue an edict to reprimand him. Lady Lu's conduct is improper. She has seduced the heir apparent. Effective today, she is demoted to Liang Yuan. Confined to her quarters for reflection.
Your servant obeys.
I thank Your Majesty for your great kindness.
Go back and rest well. Don't let those lowlifes make you sick.
I obey. Old witch. Just wait until I become empress. I'll take you down.
Quick. While His Majesty still has one breath left, take the child to him.
Lady Lu. It's freezing out there. Do you want the imperial grandson to freeze to death on the road?
He's Shutong. This is my son. I can take him to the palace whenever I want, whenever I please. You have no say.
This child is nominally my legitimate son. You want to take the credit? Not in this lifetime. Your Majesty, I have brought the legitimate grandson who will inherit the throne to see you.
Grandson. My grandson.
The previous emperor died suddenly without even leaving an imperial edict giving the empress a chance to rebel. Now, this shock and joy has given him a brief rally.
His Majesty has decreed, granting the legitimate imperial grandson the name Cheng Tang abdicate to the crown prince.
He Shutong, you think that by supporting the crown prince to ascend the throne you've won? Don't forget the lives of your Hefi family's 100 members are all in my hands. With just one order from me, the He family will be charged with treason and extermination.
Oh. Your Majesty wants to target the He family. That would be wonderful. For me, it's an added joy.
You would sacrifice the entire He clan?
Your Majesty, please see clearly. If the He family is truly guilty, as the Empress, I will place righteousness above family loyalty, to rid the country of evil. As long as your Majesty is pleased, kill them as you wish. I won't stop you. Old hag, you probably don't know, what I've wanted most in my life is to personally send them to their deaths.
Fine, fine, fine. What a daughter raised by Grand Tutor He. I truly misjudged you. I thought I had raised an obedient wolf, but it turns out I also raised a cunning jackal. He Shutong, even if you and your husband collude together, so what? If he wants to be the rightful emperor, I am still the East Palace Dowager Empress of Great Zhou. As long as I sit on the throne of the Dowager Empress for one day, you both must bow and serve.
Your Majesty is right. Legitimacy is indeed important.
Guards. Summon the royal clan to the palace.
But this title of East Palace Dowager Empress can be either bestowed in life or posthumously. Your Majesty is so clever. You must know how big the difference is.
Reporting to Your Majesty, the royal clan members, for colluding with rebels, have all been arrested on their way to the palace.
You are the crown prince's personal guards. Who gave you the audacity to imprison the royal clan?
I did. Ever since the Liu family incident, His Highness felt guilty, so he handed over control of the personal guards to me. Today, escorting the imperial grandson into the palace, the guards changed shifts. It was merely to purge the court and stabilize the realm. Your Majesty, the situation is lost. The outcome is settled.
Shua. You hid it from me so well. The Empress Dowager, that old hag, until her death, she thought it was a conspiracy between you and me. Who knew that even I, her bedfellow, was merely an instrument in your scheme? Shua. Do you know? I am so happy. Don't call me Your Highness anymore. Here and now, call me by my name.
What was his name again?
What's wrong? Becoming the future Empress? Are you too shy to even say my name? Can't bring yourself to say it?
Your Highness. A name is so distant. That's what outsiders call you. Your Highness. Do you have a childhood nickname?
My mother once gave me the name Zhurong. Except for her. No one has ever called me that.
Wrong Lang.
Shua. Tomorrow, come with me to see my mother. She has been waiting in the depths of the cold palace for too long. She always wanted to meet the one who helped me ascend the throne.
Congratulations, Your Majesty. Today, the coronation ceremony is complete. You are now the Great Zhou's rightful sovereign.
How is the Empress Dowager?
Reporting to Your Majesty. The Empress Dowager missed the late emperor. Fell gravely ill. Couldn't make it through this winter. She passed away last night.
In truth, I changed her identity and sent her to the nunnery. I haven't forgotten. In my past life, because of her anger, I endured so many years of suffering.
What are you dawdling for? Can't even carry this little water? You won't finish washing that pile of chamber pots today.
I'm dizzy.
Dizzy? Once you're in this place. Even if you die. Finish the work first. Look at your face. You resemble the late Empress Dowager of the Eastern Palace. Quite a bit. Actually.
So what if I look like her? The more you resemble her, the more you deserve a beating. Keep an eye on her and don't let her stop.
Your Majesty. She's dead over there.
The body's been examined.
As you ordered. I personally supervised. We examined her 3 times thoroughly. It was backbreaking work. No chance of her coming back.
Good, she's dead for good. She died in the matron's quarters. She got off too easy. That damn woman died such a glorious death. In her next life, she'll come back as a beast, to pay off her debts as a beast of burden. Why is she here? Greetings, Empress Dowager.
Tongair, you're here, rise. Tonger, you know Chiener, don't you? She used to be a bit outspoken. She didn't study much. She's easily taken advantage of by those villains with ill intentions. That's why there were those unpleasant incidents.
Mother, you make it sound as if I'm narrow-minded.
After all, Chiener and Shurong grew up together. They were already in love at the nunnery. Now that you've taken the position that should have been hers, you should feel some indebtedness to her.
I owe her. Owe her for killing me in my past life, or owe her for not being able to drag her out and have it out.
Empress Dowager, Chiener has already said, the title of Empress, the name of wife. After all, they are just empty titles. Chiener entered the palace, not seeking wealth or honor, nor any rank. Chiener only wishes to truly love His Majesty, to be together day and night, even as a lowly maidservant. Chiener is willing to endure it gladly.
Good child. Truly a person of deep emotion.
Now I finally understand why the late Empress back then, Parky, could tolerate her. What can such a fool accomplish? If I had known this new Empress Dowager was this type, I would have paid more attention to the late Empress and not let her die so early. In that case, then I'll grant her this perfect love.
Tongair. Chiener is so sensible, I think. We can't let her suffer for nothing. How about
Miss May, still as principled as ever, since she seeks true love? Those damn titles. They really do wrong your noble integrity. Mother, since Miss May doesn't care about wealth or status, and just wants to be together all the time, I have actually thought of a perfect place.
Oh? Tongair, tell me quickly.
In that case, let's send Miss May to serve as an imperial attendant. Mother, think about it. What's so great about being a consort? The harem is lonely and dull. When His Majesty visits, you have to pick a name from the green head placards. Many people live their whole lives without seeing his face more than a few times. But being an imperial attendant is different. She can attend His Majesty every day. His clothing, food, shelter, everything depends on her. She'll be serving day and night right by His Majesty's side. When His Majesty reads memorials, you grind ink. When His Majesty dines, you serve the dishes, staying by his side day and night. How is that not being together all the time? Mother, please don't let down Miss May's sincere heart.
Excellent. Tonger, this idea is truly brilliant. Chiener, what do you think?
Thank you, Your Majesty the Empress, for your permission. To be able to serve His Majesty has always been Chiener's wish.
Since Miss May is willing, then let's arrange it right away.
Your servant obeys.
Once you enter the imperial service, put aside all that arrogance you had before. You're serving His Majesty here. One mistake could cost you your head.
It's fine. As long as I can see His Majesty every day, given our connection, becoming a favored consort is only a matter of time.
The art of serving tea. requires keen observation all around. The pastries must not only taste good, but also match His Majesty's mood. Music, chess, calligraphy, painting. If you don't have some foundation, you can't even walk steadily in this floral pattern.
Isn't that right? Everyone serving His Majesty has some refined skill to show. If you only have crude tricks, that's just service, not imperial elegance.
As long as sincerity is there, His Majesty will naturally understand. All those fancy tricks are just empty facades.
Sincerity? His Majesty wants refined taste. Attendant May, look at what you've made. Not even a dog would look at it. How can you compete with others?
Sister May. This makeup might be a bit too heavy.
What do you know? His Majesty is deep in thought. If I don't wear brighter makeup, how could he, among 1,000 flowers, spot me at a glance?
In her past life, with the help of clothes, her mediocre looks could be dressed up to show 70% beauty. Originally, she was considered a delicate beauty, but with this makeup, it's like an ugly duckling among swans.
Your Majesty, take a rest. There's no end to state affairs. Drink this ginseng soup first. Don't ruin your health.
I am reviewing urgent border reports. Who allowed you to enter without permission? Get out.
You used to say, I know your heart best. Now you work day and night. If your health is harmed, as your wife, how sad would I be?
I have no time for your reminiscing now.
I know. It's because the court officials pressure you that you're cold to me. It's okay. I will always stay by your side.
Eunuch May, please leave. His Majesty is annoyed right now. May, this plaque must be sent in for His Majesty's inspection immediately, please see.
Go back. Tell your chief eunuch, His Majesty has favored that beauty Lin for 3 days already. Now it's time to rest a while.
But this is a rule set by the Imperial Household Department. I dare not act on my own.
Rules? His Majesty's health is the greatest rule. If he ruins his health, can you bear the responsibility?
Your Highness, I peeled this specially for you.
Who is it? How dare you be so rude in front of His Majesty?
His Majesty is in high spirits. Where did this spoilsport come from?
A beauty shouldn't indulge His Majesty in pleasure-seeking. There's the morning court tomorrow. If affairs of state are delayed because of this, can you bear the responsibility?
Oh, I didn't know. When did His Majesty acquire a head maid? Who even manages His Majesty's bedroom affairs?
You are immoral, or is your vision blurry?
I see clearly and think straight. I only see one, an ignorant maid barking there.
I grew up with His Majesty as childhood sweethearts. Our bond is unmatched. My heart is sincere. How dare you, a newcomer, interfere?
I said, take it away. I don't want to see you now. Get out.
Your Majesty. You used to listen to Chianer the most. This wine is bad for your liver. If you don't drink it, I'll kneel here forever.
How dare you? Who gave you the nerve to be arrogant in front of me?
Your Majesty. You've changed. Have you forgotten, when we were young and wandering, you had nothing to eat, and often went to that rundown tavern to steal fermented grain cakes to fill your stomach? You'd be reeking of alcohol, passed out drunk at the alley entrance, and I was the one who personally made you a bowl of soup. You held my hand and said, this broth warms both stomach and heart. Now that you're on top, this soup has become an eyesore, and you let it be knocked to the ground. Times have changed, and so have we. I'd rather you weren't an emperor at all, so we could be just like before, an ordinary couple, growing old together in this bustling market.
An ordinary couple? You think you deserve that? Mei Shiqian, back then you brought me soup, but it was just leftover scraps you handed out. And now you use that little favor to threaten me? What I hate most are people like you who use old, worthless memories to manipulate the present.
Your Majesty, I have heard that this Lady May, during her time in the palace laundry, was assigned the lowest task of cleaning chamber pots. She says she personally made soup for you, and even wanted to wipe your sweat. Your Majesty, how could such hands have made your soup?
Get out. Get out.
I washed my hands,
Guards.
Your Majesty, call the Imperial Physician. His Majesty has fainted. Your Majesty. Physician.
Miss, you should have seen it, His Majesty fainted right there yesterday. That Lady May is now locked in the imperial study, wailing and crying.
In their past life, they went through decades before reaching mutual weariness and yet being unable to let go. Now, without that rose-tinted view of shared hardships, it only took a few short months for the Emperor to want to cut ties.
Isn't that right? She doesn't think about all the suffering she endured in the palace laundry. How could she bring that up in front of His Majesty?
Once the illusion shatters, so does the affection. Next, it's time to clean up the harem properly.
For the past half-month, every time I close my eyes, that smell haunts me. That May. I don't want to see her in the palace for a single moment.
Rest assured, Your Majesty, but Lady May. She was brought in from outside the palace after all. If she has no place to go, I'm afraid the outside will criticize Your Majesty for being heartless.
Wasn't it she who kept saying she wanted to live as an ordinary couple, day and night? I recall her youth, that bit of laundry kindness. So I'll grant her wish.
I recall someone, when Lady May was suffering in the cold palace, she was helped by a guard named Han Sheng Tai who looked after her there.
Set a date for her to leave the palace and marry.
Your Highness. There's a commotion over there.
The marriage has been granted, what's there to make a fuss about?
When Lady May received the decree, she suddenly went mad, her personality changed drastically, she cried and laughed, knocked over a servant's tray, and insisted on seeing Your Majesty.
What did she say?
She said she is not a maid, she is an imperial noble consort.
Imperial noble consort. Even though in this life I have turned things around, and trampled all those who harmed me into the mud, deep in my heart there remains a place of discontent. Because the torments of my past life are real, not something Rebirth can erase. Those villains, if they don't suffer with their memories, if they don't know what they have lost, then what's the point of my revenge? I could let others go, but Mei Shiqian, why did she get to die so easily? In this life, I'll make her watch, clear-eyed, how she falls from the clouds into the cesspool, and in that mire, rot bit by bit for me. Beating a helpless dog in the water, what pleasure is there in that? Now she has also returned, and upon returning, she faces a hellish start, only fitting for her rebirth. Since she wants to see, then let her see. If the bond isn't broken, how can the play go on?
This servant understands.
Get out. I don't want to see you. Drag this filthy thing out.
It's you. You're behind all this. He's Shutong. You stole my life. May you die a miserable death. Aren't you afraid of karma?
Karma. Causes from past lives, effects in this one. The debt you owe me from your past life, in this life, my very existence is your retribution. The Han family may be small, but it's full of every vice. Are you ready? Mei Shiqian, arsenic is just the starting point. Your real retribution has only just begun.
Yes, Your Highness.
You think I did all that by myself? Guess. Who pulled strings back then to get me into the palace, and who recognized me but deliberately misled the Empress? I'm not the only one to blame. In everyone's plan, you, the Grand Tutor's legitimate daughter, were just a pawn to be discarded.
Move.
He Shutong, you're pathetic. Suffered so terribly in your past life, yet in this life you're still obsessed with this title of Empress that's all but hollow.
Send her off with a grand wedding.
Lady. Just now, Mei Shiqian, at death's door, still tried to sow discord, even said you were a discarded pawn.
How could I not know? So, when Liu Huayun gave him the sterility poison, I pretended not to know.
Your Majesty. This poison has built up for 5 years. His Majesty's body has been thoroughly damaged.
Then on the throne, how much longer can he sit?
Lady. His Majesty, these years, has treated you with great respect and affection. Even if no great merit, he has labored. Are you not sad?
Sad? Maybe a little. After all, the marital devotion was one-sided, but when I think of him dead, there will be no one left in this world to restrain me, and that makes me happy.
His Majesty has a long life. I'm afraid you'll have to wait 2 more years.
Ah well, a few years more or less doesn't matter.
I'll ask you one more time. Can he be cured?
Your Majesty, the poison is insidious. It damages the very foundation of the body. I am powerless.
5 years. Not a single woman in the harem has conceived. Those military officials of the Liu clan now, one by one, in court are demanding I make Cheng Tang the crown prince.
The Liu family controls the army and is overbearing. The emperor has long wanted to take back military power. Although Cheng Tang is his son, the emperor will never allow a powerful maternal relative from a military background. Because of this, Liu Huayun had no choice but to use this poison, to make Cheng Tang his only option. The killing intent is getting thicker.
Your Highness. His Majesty secretly summoned the personal guards today. It seems that before appointing the crown prince, he intends to eradicate the Liu family completely.
Like dogs fighting, both get dirty. We need to protect ourselves too. Pass the order, have the foreign merchants keep a low profile. Let them fight among themselves. Don't let me get caught in the crossfire.
Shua. Take this. This is what I had when I was in the Eastern Palace, the personal guards I've accumulated. And a team of loyal assassins who only answer to me. If the palace turns dangerous, you must leave immediately. Take the secret passage and go to Jiangnan to lay low.
Your Majesty, aren't you coming?
I can't leave. We had planned to go to Jiangnan this year. But now it seems I'm afraid we won't make it. I've let you down in this life, and caused today's disaster. Now that disaster is imminent, I haven't even been able to leave you with a child to rely on.
He's been losing a lot of weight lately. And has a sickly charm. After he dies, I'll follow this style and find 8 or 10 lovers in Jiangnan. I accept your command. Take the imperial decree bearing my name and His Majesty's. And immediately order all the imperial clansmen.
Your Highness, the royal clan has always been at odds with the imperial family. They might not be willing to come.
Though they fight among themselves, if someone else tries to claim the throne, they unite more than anyone. Tell them, those who come to the king's aid will be enfeoffed as imperial princes, with hereditary titles.
I obey.
General Liu, something terrible has happened. The imperial clan's army has come back.
What's going on? Why did my sword break?
Heaven helps me.
Kill.
General Liu probably never imagined that the weapons he spent his fortune on who actually sold them to him. How was the quality of the goods from the foreign trading company?
Your Highness, they were top-class junk.
Truly a huge return for a small investment, a profitable deal that kills 2 birds with 1 stone. The imperial decree has just been issued. I haven't even made my move yet. But you know your place.
He Shutong, you win. I know you've always wanted my son. From now on, I entrust Cheng Tang to you. You'll protect him, right?
Why must it come to this? Even so, her death is not a bad thing.
My Cheng Tang is meant to be the crown prince. From now on, he will be under your name. Then he'll be the legitimate heir. He absolutely cannot have a mother who was executed for treason as the whole family. I have seen His Majesty's situation back then. I saw how he had to live under the Empress, and how he endured. How could I watch Cheng Tang follow His Majesty's same path? As long as I'm dead, he will be a pure legitimate imperial son. Your Highness, can you hold me?
No. Who knows if you might, before you die, suddenly strike at me. Compared to that kind of meaningless deathbed care, my life is more important. Pan Yun, go check on her.
Yes. Your Highness, it's still warm.
Transmit my imperial decree. Although Lady Liu deserves death for her crimes, considering her merit in raising the imperial grandson, grant her an intact corpse, bury her with full honors.
Milady, she opposed you at every turn in life. And you still give her a grand burial?
Send her back to the ancestral graves of the general's mansion. Place her in her mother's arms. Let them be buried together.
Shua, this spring breeze from Jiangnan is indeed, as you said, warm. Heaven must be jealous of me, jealous that my life has been too perfect. That's why it's taking me so early. If there is a next life, may we again, across mountains and seas, pledge to be husband and wife. Would you be willing?
Your Majesty, don't talk nonsense. Thank you, but no thanks. I've had enough of these vows about mountains and seas. In this lifetime.
Your Highness, it's time to personally write the spirit tablet for the late Emperor. The Imperial Observatory is waiting.
What exactly was his full name? Rong Lang, Xue Rong. Forget it, it's not important. Just have the Hanlin Academy come up with a posthumous title.
The Empress Dowager is now ruling from behind the curtain. Long live Her Majesty.
Long live.
Rise, all ministers. Pan Yun, The person I asked you to find. Have you found him?
I'm looking. Your Highness's requirements are very high, must be young, frail-looking, and must bear some resemblance to the late Emperor. As delicate as a willow in the wind. How would I dare to take it lightly? If your Highness grows impatient, look at your servant. Could your servant offer himself to share your bed?
Unfortunately, the most important point. You simply don't have.
Your Highness, don't be anxious. This is a piece of soft jade secretly tributed from the western regions. It warms up on touch. Your Highness, look at this mechanism, how ingenious. I guarantee it'll be more fun.
My good days are just beginning.